Good. You men know what to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's it for now. Let's get out of here. Back in the truck. We'll get them next time.
I missed you, Matt.
I missed you too.
Oh, you've been hurt.
Yes.
But you should have told me. You should have told me right away. Here. Sit down. Maybe I can bind it.
Look, it's beginning to snow.
I know.
Here, take my coat.
No, both. There's room enough for both.
Love, you are love, better far than a metaphor can ever, ever be. Love, you are love, my mystery.
It's a miracle! Let's take down the wall!
No, leave the wall.
Do you have any idea what you're doing? Any?
You don't own me.
No, I don't. But that doesn't mean you can do anything you want. It's dangerous. So you do it as a dare. Or is it just to defy me?
Yes.
One day, you're going to have to choose.
Good morning, Alethea. And how are you this morning? Oh, I'm not bad, Dad. Thanks. And how are you doing? Okay, I hope you have a real nice day today, Alethea. Yeah, me too, Dad.
How you doing, Dad?
Some siding off the back of the milk barn. Damn squatters come right up and rip the damn wood right off your barn.
Want me to get a warrant, search the trailers? See who's got our barn sticking out of their stove.
You think it's okay for the government to steal the land. You probably think it's okay for the damn squatters they sent to rip the damn house down for firewood.
You know I don't. I'll look into it. Is Alethea up yet? I gotta get going. Allie? Allie? Oh, you look terrible.
Get out.
Dad. Justin, where are you going?
Draw.
Where are you going?
Down.
What the hell for? Hey! Allie, come on, we're late. What the hell is he supposed to do? We'll let him go to college, there's no work. I don't know what he's supposed to do. Alethea? See you later, Dad. I'll check into that squatter business.
Dad? Want some more coffee, Dad?
It's always worse in the spring.
Yeah.
He sees the land starting to come alive and knows he can't do a damn thing about it. I don't think he'd even mind him taking the wood off the barn if they just knew how to handle the land.
Well, they're welcome to it as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, that's a hell of an attitude,
Oh,
Allie.
what the hell you want me to do, Ward? Be outraged at the last remains of the great Milford Empire being torn apart by a bunch of poor exiles who are just trying to keep from freezing to death?
You're a Milford.
Oh, yes, I'm a Milford, right. I forgot. I'm a Milford. I'm sorry, Ward. It's just the way he looks at me sometimes, you know? At all of us, really. Right? As if we're the ones who let him down. As if
He's
we're
not very subtle.
No, really. Well, I don't see him making any great heroic stands. None of this is his fault.
Just take it easy. You're gonna kill yourself.
Not at all.
What time is it?
6. Go back to sleep.
Morning, Daddy. I made coffee.
What's this, an all-nighter?
Western civilization test.
Which one, theirs or ours?
I don't understand how you can be the county administrator and still be so cynical.
Water's working. Sure, you should avoid it at all costs.
I'm glad I'm a dancer. I just don't have to worry about maturity in politics.
Yeah, well. How's that program coming?
It's going good. The area tryouts are today. You should come.
Well, I'd like to, honey, but if it's a tryout, I wouldn't want it to look like I was trying to influence anything.
Look, hey. I love you very much, and I'm very proud of you and your dancing.
I know.
Look, maybe I'll drop by one of the rehearsals and give you a few pointers.
Good, that's all I need.
I gotta run. Well, good luck, all right? Not that you need it.
Morning, boys.
Morning.
Gilbert, he taking all your money?
You got it all right.
Hey, how about this early spring, huh?
Too damn hot, too damn early.
Well, you just get an early crop, that's all.
Yeah, everything starts to grow, then a big freeze comes along and kills it all.
Well, you can't blame the Russians for the weather, man.
Why not?
Don't matter one way or another, where the government messes up the quota.
Hey, did you get that part for that grader?
Gotta be kidding.
I'll call somebody.
You'll have to. You've got the only one who works around here.
Hey, Pete. Heard from my wife's sister.
Yeah?
There's a movement in Idaho. They're living in caves up in the Rockies. Now, her husband was used to be one of them survivors.
You can't listen to all those rumors.
Yeah, but what if it's true?
Well, what's it got to do with us anyway?
Morning, Peter.
Morning, Betty.
You want something to eat?
Yeah, some Aunt Jemima pancakes, real maple syrup, and tiny pork link sausages.
I've got soybean cakes, and I've got molasses, and that's better for you anyway.
Yeah, you say.
Well, listen, if you want something better, you go down to the barracks and get it. I saw them take a load in there yesterday. Eggs, pork chops, steaks. Maybe they got Aunt Jemima. What do you say to that?
Heard from my sister up in Idaho.
You can go down there in your official car, you tell them you're the county administrator, and they're in the county.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a plan.
Well, you're gonna have to eat with them, too. You want some coffee, Ward?
I have the soy cakes.
Give me your... Just a hard time.
Thanks, Betty. A little crabby this morning.
He's having supply problems.
It's hard living in the middle of the most productive farmland in the world and you can't get anything but soy burgers.
That's better for you anyway. You're knocking the hell out of the cholesterol problem.
Yeah, caffeine problem, too.
So what kind of night we have here?
It's pretty quiet.
Pretty crappy scorecard.
Yeah, well, one, a drunk who's listed as alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
There's a railroad bum just passing through. He was drinking lighter fluid in his Tokay. This tastes about like Betty's coffee. Well, emergency wouldn't pump his stomach.
What the hell does that mean?
They say they've got this new policy.
I can't.
Yeah, believe it. Believe it.
Don't they look great?
Yeah, thanks.
Wait till you taste that molasses.
Have a fork, please.
You still have those?
Just a minute, I'll wipe a couple up.
Thank you. Betty, I'm still waiting. Look, from now on, everybody goes to the hospital.
Okay. Not gonna do any good.
At least there'll be a record of it.
You think that matters?
Yeah, it matters. It matters to me. It matters to you.
Well, what really matters to me is my great-grandfather helped build this damn country. Hell, the county's named after us. And what do we got? We're down to 50 damn acres. I'm a damn deputy. There isn't even a sheriff. They're supposed to be concerned that some gutless brat can't resist smack or some bum is lacing his Tokay with lighter fluid.
This is really awful.
Yeah, well, that's what makes you really want to give up. Can't even get a good breakfast. What do you put in these, Eddie? What exactly goes into these things?
It is not yours. Mom got it from me. She made it 2 years ago.
Morning. She made it for me.
Good morning.
Morning.
I was gonna make breakfast.
So Jack made it.
What's that?
Ham. Where'd you get ham? Snuck it off the training table.
You shouldn't do that. Oh, God, it's good. Tony, you have rehearsal today?
Area tryouts.
Water. You want moral support?
Okay, if you don't say anything.
Strange kid, doesn't want to be criticized by her mom. Bye. Be good.
Yeah, don't get pregnant.
Jerk. Yes, goodbye, Scott. Thanks for the chat. Nice kiss. Wonderful seeing you. Scott! Hey, Scott! Here!
I don't need it. Hey, wait up, guys.
Hello? Come on, come on. No, wait.
No, don't run. Come on, Deirdre. Hi, honey. What's your name? Where's your mom? Is that your mom? It's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you. Don't be scared. That's the girl. Would you like to go in the house? It's warm in the house. Hey, how about some hot milk? Yeah, I bet you would. Come on, let's go.
No, I'm sorry. Come on, dear.
Look, it's okay.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I made a mistake.
Wait.
I'm sorry. Come on, kid.
Dr. Drummond?
He's with patients.
Al.
This is a surprise.
Can we talk?
In the early 1930s, the opium movement was on its way to California, fighting its way to find acceptance. Those gains are never made easily, but by determination and perseverance, they were able to overcome tremendous obstacles and hardships to attain.
Staff just followed orders.
A man died.
Not a hell of a man, but a man.
How's that stack up against your Hippocratic oath?
Don't talk to me about my Hippocratic
Come
oath.
on.
It's in the new National Advisory Committee guidelines. You want to fight the guidelines? Great. Put it in writing.
You know I can't do that. I just want to hold the line wherever we can. Otherwise, what the hell good are we?
Peter, why the hell do you think I was exiled? Most of us. I wasn't a serious political person. I did something I thought was pretty ordinary and decent, and I did it without thinking. Now I don't do anything without thinking. How it'll look to the committees. Well, I got informers on my staff at the hospital, nurses, doctors, even one of the janitors, for God's sake. The next time I step out of line, I'll really get sent down. Look, I had to give up a damn good Philadelphia practice. I even lost my condo in Vail. What greater sacrifice do you want?
Guess I just want to hold the tide back a little.
My advice is, Pick your shots. I didn't. And now I'm one of your constituents.
Doctor.
Could be long.
Hey, Puncher. How long have they been out?
10 minutes. They broke out of the back of the barracks. It's a tactical unit.
Let me see.
Tickets and scare the hell out of people. Those rumors make them scarier than they really are. Shooting back? Yeah, damn right.
Good morning, Sergeant. Good morning, Colonel. Michael? The plane is standing by. We shall go to the office first.
Everything ready for reception in Omaha?
4 of the candidates for the area Governor General have been notified.
Governor General sounds like a character from Gilbert and Sullivan.
It is a position of authority.
Only 4 were notified. Which one was not?
The man from Nebraska, Peter Bradford, the administrator of Milford County.
Any reason?
There is a feeling that Governor Smith of Missouri will be the nominee of choice.
How do you think Mr. Bradford came to our attention? His county is the most trouble-free in the whole 5-state area. There is no significant resistance. His production is above quota, only 60 miles from the Omaha urban zone, better than any county in the central area. Of course, the committee would assume he isn't qualified.
He's not a party member. He's not in an advisory group. The party member from Milford does not recommend him. Mr. Herbert Lister, he says Mr. Bradford was resistant to the introduction of revised school curriculum when he was county supervisor of schools.
You really have no idea what we are trying to do here, do you?
83915.
83915, sir.
March.
In a few hours, you're going to have your names returned to you. I'm here to remind you how you came to be numbers, deserving of no more respect than a cipher. You disgraced your country. You brought shame and hardships on your family. And now, you'll always have your number. It'll follow you wherever you go. And it's waiting to be used again should you fail to apply the lessons learned here. For those of you who may doubt your rehabilitation, I owe it to you to tell you that if you found your stay here unpleasant, next time will be worse. You'll all rise and take the oath of allegiance. Anyone not comfortable pledging that allegiance is free not to do so. Sergeant. Eight, 3, 915. You will lead.
I pledge my allegiance to the flag of the community of America, Soviet, and United Nations of the world, and to the principle for which it stands, a nation indivisible with others of the earth, joined in peace and justice for all.
Peter.
What's up?
New exile list.
Bunch of names.
Take another look. There's only one parolee from prison camp.
7. I'd almost forgotten about it. Your brother, my friend. Think we'd be a little glad, you know what I mean?
How do you get used to things? Everything in its place.
And some people's places to be gone, huh? Well, we'll get used to him being not gone. Just like we did gone.
You hear that?
You just shrunk up an old abandoned.
Well, there's no point worrying about something.
Yeah, like tomatoes.
Thought I was gonna be. There's a rumor about a shipment of tomatoes. If anybody had told you you were in high school, you'd be standing in line. I guess we'll know soon enough.
Hi.
Hi. I'll lose my place in line.
Amanda.
Will you send me a place? see what happened a little while ago?
Just our peacekeepers exercise.
I know what it is. Why do they have to do that? I mean, we're all scared enough already. Can't you do something? People are upset.
That's why they do it.
I know. So it doesn't bother you. Why do you have that head for the hills look on your face?
Devin's coming home. Here to Milford.
He's out of the hospital?
Turns out it wasn't a mental hospital after all. It was a prison camp in southwest Texas. American gulag.
Oh, my God. Bastards.
Yeah. Well, I just thought you might want to know.
I hate what happened to him. I'm really glad he's gonna be okay. But I love you.
Andre, I'm sorry to burst in on you like this.
Magistrate Andrews, what is it American executives always used to say? My door is always open.
They usually said that until someone took them up on it. Andre, I have word that Devon's being released.
I'm sorry?
Devon Milford, my ex-husband. There's a report he's being released from Fort Davis.
Well, I must confess this is one of the many things in the five-state area I seem to have overlooked. However, it is 1,500 miles away.
I'm sure it was a bureaucratic mix-up. They mustn't have realized who he was.
And I'm sure he's been rehabilitated. Otherwise, he wouldn't be released.
He's dangerous. He undoubtedly has feelings of revenge. And the children...
Even if it's true, he'll be in internal exile. There's not a lot of harm he can do, restricted to 25 miles around his home.
You don't know him. You've got to stop it.
We'll look into it.
Our ancestors were very rough, and they got in fights a lot. And there was lots of bullies, and when the Americans conquered the continent, they killed lots of Indians who'd been living on the land peacefully for thousands of years.
Thank you, Caleb. Now, can anyone tell us what caused our ancestors to be this way? Bill.
They believed in the survival of the fittest. Everything was run by big companies, and the people who came into the country were forced on building railroads or sweatshops or coal mines for almost nothing, while the companies and bosses in government were rich and lived in big houses and had servants.
If you couldn't work, they didn't think you were good for anything. And old people had to die because they lived in slums or had gotten hurt in factories.
What is this philosophy called? Social Darwinism, which meant that everybody just looked out for himself, didn't care what happened to anyone else. Class, I'd like to introduce Miss Marion Andrews, who's a magistrate here in Chicago and a member of the National Advisory Group, who help our president and representatives solve problems.
But most important, I'm Caleb's mom.
May I steal in for a moment? I need to talk to him. Certainly.
Thank you.
Now, let's continue.
There's nothing wrong, darling. But, you know how we've talked about your father maybe trying to see you? He's in the hospital. Well, he may be out. Now, he's not supposed to come anywhere near us, but just in case, I wanted to warn you and your brother. It's no big deal or anything, but there'll be a policeman to pick you up after school today. Sure. Okay? Back to class. I love you, sweetheart.
You too, Mom.
Where is he?
I don't know. It's hard to get reliable information from that far.
You're a big shot. You should be able to find out.
I'm not going to argue about what I should or should not be able to do. I am telling you An officer will pick you up after school and be at the apartment.
I don't want some prole hanging around watching me.
I told you not to use that word. Maybe in among ninth graders, but you don't even know what it means.
Whatever.
An officer will pick up your brother first and come and get you. Okay?
Mom, do you think he's hurt? I mean, in those hospitals, do they do stuff like shock treatment and prefrontal lobotomies?
No, I'm sure he's fine.
Well, they have to let us see him, don't they?
It could be bad for us.
I want to see my dad.
Let's not talk about it now, okay? We'll discuss it later. Okay?
We're the same people who fled tyranny all over the world to build a dream. That men and women of all races,
I had forgotten how good he was.
nationalities could come together in a rich and fruitful land and build a society based on the principle that the best
been
for
shot.
all of us is to encourage the best within each of us. What most Americans assume is impossible has happened. It has happened subtly. We didn't lose it on the field of battle. We lost it in our hearts.
What's this?
We lost it with our
An old
loss of
tape.
purpose.
How did you
loss
get
of
it?
vision.
Told your secretary you needed sex.
We lost it with our lack of courage and faith in the democratic system.
He looks familiar.
We lost it when
It's
the
Marion's
American
husband.
dream of personal freedom somehow became a dream
He's
of
very
material
attractive.
success.
He just got out of
We
prison.
must blame it on our breaking
Guess
into
he's
a
not so
nation of
attractive
groups,
anymore.
special interests,
Lesson to us all.
corporate interests, minority interests, women against men, old against young. Above all, we must blame it on our failure as individuals to take responsibility for moral choice.
I have to
We are
talk to
a
you.
country damaged by a destructive.
Colonel, we must attend to St. Louis matter.
Give me 5 minutes.
God, he's always so grouchy.
My watchdog.
He's just your aide.
Yes. And what, my darling, are you doing here? I thought you had a rehearsal this afternoon.
Well, I did. It's about Robert Shelter. You know, the man who wrote my play. Someone arrested him today. So I realize you don't have time for this,
I
but...
ordered it. The outlaw theaters are getting out of hand. They've been entirely too lax. They are proliferating. As they ridicule the government, they're getting dangerous.
I'm going to do Robert's satire down on Broad Street.
You do this, it is at your own risk.
I don't believe you.
I can't protect you.
You won't, you mean?
If you like, just don't do it.
Kimberly, I am not free to do anything I want the way I want. I have superiors to whom I must answer. I am surrounded by spies and informers, both American and Soviet. There are men in the Kremlin who have always been and still are suspicious of our entire plan of occupation. They would feel much more comfortable if America were crushed by an iron fist. And they may yet do it.
I wanted to see you. Look, if the monitor catches us, I could be in big trouble.
What are you so worried about? What difference does it make anyway?
I don't like it when you act like that.
But how do you want me to act? Want me to reapply for the Lincoln Brigade? Want me to have been born into another family?
Look, I didn't mean it like that. I'm gonna get in trouble. So are you. I gotta go.
Want to make a run into Omaha?
You know my dad won't let me.
So? Don't tell him.
I don't know, Joss.
Come on. All right, well, I'm going. You do what you want.
Joss. Home, I one of those foot sinkers.
What's the big deal?
I don't want to get any demerits.
Maybe if we pretend we're making out?
I'm serious.
Sure it is.
What are you doing here?
I had to ask you something.
Everybody's supposed to be in class.
I know, but this was real important. I'll go right now.
I have to report it. I'm going to the principal.
No!
Listen, you red-cards little pimple. Why don't you just keep walking on down that hall? Otherwise, I'm gonna have to tear your head off.
It's okay. I'll go to the principal's office. Just forget it, all right? Justin, you're making it worse.
Do you know that unauthorized meetings are grounds for expulsion? And do you know that you can be arrested? Not only for trespassing, but assault.
Okay, Herb. So they're guilty of a capital offense. I say we take them into the quad during lunch hour and we shoot them.
Here to help, Allie.
What we have here is a question of special privilege. Always some smart remark. Let me tell you, the time is past when the Milfords owned the county.
No kidding.
And let me tell you that the Milfords of the world are no longer better than the rest of us. Yeah, I think that the question of the Milfords is the subject for the next advisory committee meeting.
Herb, I think not having to teach shop anymore has really affected your sense of reality.
Please, Allie, we've got...
Yeah, I'll tell you what's reality and what isn't.
Good, thanks.
Herb, why don't
You stay out of this.
I have a responsibility
Well,
to the
this
school.
is a political matter.
Oh, come on.
I'm declaring
Herb.
this a political matter. I'm going to bring this issue up before the next advisory committee meeting, since it involves the county administrator's daughter and well-known hooligan, malcontent, from a former elitist family. And, yeah, well, we shall see. We'll see a lot of things.
Yeah, I usually do.
Such as how it's possible for people of questionable loyalty and character to continue to teach our young people.
I gotta tell you, kiddo, I mean, your timing is lousy.
It was no big deal.
That's the interesting thing about life today. You never know what's a big deal and what isn't. Gotta figure out how to handle this.
I think you should just fire Mr. Lister. He's so dumb, he's dangerous.
Yeah, right. Well, you're right about one thing. He is dangerous.
It wasn't Jackie's fault, Peter.
Well, I could have guessed that with Justin involved.
Well, maybe he's not the easiest kid, but this was pretty innocent.
He attacked an 8th grader.
You'd have to know the 8th grader.
Yeah, right. This is all really very funny.
Come on, Peter.
I, as you well know, I'm not a big fan of your favorite nephew. I'm particularly not a fan of Jacqueline hanging around with him, which is over.
I came along to give another side of the story, but...
Look, you want to make it look like there's no issue here, that it's all so trivial that it doesn't matter? I don't like Jacqueline getting involved in situations that can work to her disadvantage.
Maybe asking kids to stay out of situations that work to their disadvantage and still grow up.
That reality ended 10 years ago.
Yeah. You know, Justin's a lot like Devin, don't you think? He's got a lot of good stuff in him. It just kind of busts out in funny places sometimes.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. There's more to this than you might think.
Oh, Daddy, Mr. Lister's an idiot.
Yeah. Remember that book on the French Revolution I gave you a couple years ago about all the heads being lopped off by the guillotine until it became a game, good guys, bad guys, it didn't really matter. All that mattered was that the right idiot on the right side pointed the finger at you and your head was next. That's the kind of idiot that Herbert Lister is.
83915.
83915, sir.
Your name is Devin William Milford. You are assigned to the town and environs of Milford, Nebraska. You are Devin Milford. Mr. Milford, you will henceforth reside exclusively within a 25-mile radius of the town of Milford. You will reside at the home of your father, William Bradley Milford, and you will report without fail each week to the county administrator's office. If you fail to abide by the terms of your parole, you will be returned to prison. If you are caught outside your prescribed area, you will be apprehended and are subject to being shot on sight. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Next.
Sir. My children.
There's no notation. Bailiff.
Next, please.
Well, you're a free man. How's it feel?
You really think you can sell Peter Bradford to the advisory committee?
The wonderful thing about advisory committees is you can always tell them what to advise.
Maybe in the Soviet Union, but not here.
Really?
Absolutely.
How do you explain then the amazing success of our occupation?
Many of us took the opportunity to create an America we believe in. There were millions of people who never participated in the so-called American dream. 10 to 15% of the people were an underclass, perpetually on welfare, recidivist criminals, undereducated.
In Russia, less than 5% of the people enjoy the benefits of society. The clever or lucky ones, the party members, athletes, scientists, all of whom live well in the name of and for the benefit of the other 95%. Now, no one asks the 95% if they're grateful for the sacrifice the 5% are making. Of course, it's all in the name of the ultimate communist man, whom I'm told is still on his way.
You're very cynical to be in the KGB.
You think you want a new society, but what you really want is power.
And the KGB doesn't believe in power?
Survival. Survival is power without dogma. We manipulate in terms of the ultimate success of our goals, not their meaning.
That's disgusting. And pointless.
Yes, I suppose it is.
You're very frustrating. That's a Soviet characteristic, isn't it?
Russian, not Soviet.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a very special announcement to make. Since Congress established the administrative areas in 1988, there has been little change. But now is the time for the Central Administrative Area to take a great hand in its own future. The time to speed the day when foreign advisors of all kinds will be able to leave your soil. Ensuring this will be the creation of the post of Governor General. I would like now to present to you the nominees chosen by your representatives, the committees of the legislatures, the advisory committees, and the party cadre throughout the area. I hope I've remembered to bring it. I would like to have the nominees stand as they are called, but please hold your response until they have all been named. Mr. Benjamin Trenton from Wichita, Mr. Arthur Zedlow from Chicago, Ms. Ruth Aller from Grand Rapids, the Honorable William Smith, Governor of Missouri, and last but not least, Mr. Peter Bradford, Milford County, Nebraska.
First, they just took the land. So we figured maybe it'd be all right. Then the exiles started coming. And they took our house. Betty's and mine. Lethia's, finally Gary's. And every damn building. Barn.
Yeah, but isn't it wonderful that we're able to
50
be all together under one roof, just the way our ancestors lived?
Had a whole batch of them come in here last summer. Their place is already overrun. They don't know the first damn thing about how to take care of themselves. They don't know how to dig a cesspool or a leach line. I had to keep them from going to the bathroom in the stream.
They're city people. Most of them good folks.
Well, if it's so damn good, what'd they do to get themselves sent here?
For the same reason as Devin. Most of them did something that the government didn't like. Now, we don't like the government either, right? But because they're forced on our land, suddenly they're the enemy too?
Can't tell the enemy without a scorecard.
All I know is this county would be a hell of a lot better off without them. They steal grain from the elevators.
They're hungry, Ward.
They do get relief food and clothing. They sure know enough to tear down the trees.
You know, this is really, really great. We're getting mad because they're stripping live trees to keep warm, and you're sitting down at the bank burning old money.
That has nothing to do with it.
I think it's time for the surprise.
Hey, Devo. Sound familiar? Nothing's changed, except I guess I've sort of taken your spot.
I just want to make sure the law's kept. Protect my own first. Keep things straight.
That sounds simple enough.
Welcome home to you. Welcome home to you. Welcome home, dear Devon. Welcome home to you.
Well, how about almost everybody's glad you're home, Devo?
Better than my last vote count.
That's for sure.
This guy's trying to understand. He worked so hard for this land. All his life. When he lost it all, he blamed you. Hell, we used to produce 500,000 bushels of corn. 150,000 bushels of wheat. That filled 3 elevators. That's 250 railroad cars.
What about half the milk for Omaha?
Damn it! What the hell's the matter with you, Allie? Why do you have to do this?
Because we're not those Milfords anymore.
Yes, we are those Milfords.
No,
we just
we're
lost
not.
what we had.
If we've lost, think of the rest of the people in this country, what they've lost. What about their lives? What about Devin's? What has he lost, Ward? Devin's been in a prison camp for 6 years. In a prison camp. We sit around here mourning our past. We didn't lose. What did we lose? We lost what our forefathers built, not what we
Hey,
built.
don't say that. This man
Well,
worked all his
that's
life
true.
for this. We earned it, and maybe you didn't.
No,
maybe you had it
look
handed to
at
you
us.
on a silver
Look at
platter.
us
We
all.
worked for it, and we earned it.
We're clinging to our last 50 acres here, our house.
That's right.
We're not doing anything about it. We're sitting here complaining. We've given up. We sit here peeking out the window at those awful squatters. Oh my God, look. There's a hungry, cold squatter, and he's tinkling in our river. Well, hell, there goes the neighborhood.
What are you doing, Allie? What exactly are you doing to make it better? Because I'd like to know. You think drinking, getting drunk, and sleeping with that...
Stop it! Ward. You don't say one more word.
Well, I guess we're all just trying to get by the best we can. You know, I'm trying real hard not to hate the exiles or the Russians. especially myself. I'm sorry, Tito. One hell of a homecoming party.
Ward.
Dad? We're gonna have to talk sometime. Like it or not, I'm your son. And I don't think you understand what I was doing, what I did.
There ain't nothing about you that's mine. Ain't nothing about me that's yours. Let's just leave it that way.
Well, I don't want to leave it like that. I'd like to talk to you about it. I want to tell you what
You've been a part of something else for 20 years. Something that doesn't do us any good, hasn't done anybody any good.
I understand how you feel. But I respect you. I respect your life.
Do you? You lived your life like it didn't give a damn what I did. Me, or my father, or his either. There have been 3 generations of Milfords building up the land. What do you have to do with that? Every Milford I ever knew about was good, loyal Americans trying to build it up. And you come back from Vietnam, tearing it down. Then you go off with some show-off thing against this new bunch. Only good it did was call a lot of attention to yourself.
I was trying to do the right thing. I was trying to stop them.
You lost the land. They say I gotta live with you, eat with you. Don't mean I gotta talk to you.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Don't you ever knock?
Where? What?
These are mine! You don't have any right to touch my stuff.
Where did you get these? How long have you had these?
It's my father.
He almost destroyed our life.
Just because he fought against some of your friends.
Stop it. Stop it right now.
You're not the boss of everything. I want to see my dad.
That's out of the question.
You can't stop me. I can be with my dad if I want.
No, you can't. He's an exile. You've had no schooling, no privileges.
I don't care.
Which I've been able to create for us in
care.
spite of your father.
That's a laugh. You just screwed some Russian general in Washington. Think I'm stupid? Everybody in school knows how you...
Stop it!
Hi, Kay.
William! William!
Caleb? Yeah, it's all right, sweetheart. Billy's upset. He,
Hi, Justin. You're letting the cold in. We've got to stay here. Soda's in the ice house. For God's sakes, Justin, come on in. Come on in.
What the hell is this? Your parents tell you everything you gotta do?
Daddy's just being a father. Come on in, take off your coat and stay a while. You've got 15 minutes. What do you say we make love?
When my uncle came home, he's wasted. Blew him out. Maybe they even did a lobotomy or something, I don't know. I've got to do something. Look, we can make it to Wyoming. I've got it routed and everything. In a week, we'd be safe up in the Rockies. If I stay around here, the best I can hope for is some, I don't know what, a job as a laborer? The same for you. You said so yourself. Well, this is our chance. And the longer we wait, the less likely we'll ever do anything.
I got reinstated to the area dance company.
Your old man fixed it.
You said yourself I deserved it.
You're buying it? And you're buying it. First, they tell you you're not good enough.
I am good.
And you're depressed.
You don't know.
And they tell you are good. And you're ready to buy into the whole damn scam.
Am good.
It's not about being good. It's about being one of them.
No, it is about being good. And if you don't understand that, then you don't understand anything. And you don't understand me.
Yes, I don't.
Justin! Justin.
I love you.
Why do you bother with me?
I love you.
You don't know me. You just want to love an American. Doesn't matter what I really am or who I am.
Why do you love me?
God, you are arrogant, aren't you? I mean, maybe I don't love you at all. Maybe I'm just using you. Your position. Maybe you can help my career. Or maybe I'm part of some crazy resistance movement. And I'm waiting for just the right time to kill you.
In the middle of lovemaking?
Yes.
Sometimes I think you don't know what it means to really love someone.
When will you be back?
A few days, a week.
Have you decided?
Yes, it's the nice man from Milford, Peter Bradford.
Not the one who just got out of prison.
No. No, I'm afraid he's a piece of the past.
Amanda?
It's Devin. Milford.
Devin, of course I know. I was going to ask you how you are.
Just like you did in high school. I recognize your hair. The way you hold your head, walking with that little girl.
Marion Andrews' husband has been released.
Yes, I know, from Fort Davis.
She is concerned. I assured her she was safe under your protection.
She would rather be under yours.
She is.
He was an interesting man.
Any man who allows a woman to betray him is a fool.
In many ways, he was the classic American. Smart, strong conscience, idealistic.
Weak and obvious, totally misperceived the will of his countrymen. Assumed he would win because he was right. A man so honest and sincere almost always plays into the hands of his adversaries. Is he in?
Yes, sir.
Petya, how are you?
Mr. President, you know Andrei Denisov, advisor to the Central area.
Of course, doing a fine job out there.
Thank you, Mr. President.
What is the first reaction in Congress to the Third Continental Congress?
Very positive. It's not going to be all smooth sailing, but in the main, it'll be all right.
Very good, very good. Sorry to disturb you. I just wanted Andrei to say hello.
Good. How long are you in town, Andrei?
Oh, just a few days.
Drop back before you go. I'd like to talk about the Central area. I was born in Jefferson, you know, Missouri.
I know they're very proud of you in Missouri.
Is that right? Well, that's good to know. I'll try and make it out there one of these days.
Well, we'd put on a good show, sir.
Drop back when Petya's through with you.
I'll do that.
That man is the last president of the United States.
They're coming.
All right, everybody, mask down. If anything happens, just scatter. Let's go, man. Let's go. Come on. Make sure you're not carrying anything that can identify you.
Nice job, man!
Hey! Is he all right?
Yeah, he's fine.
All right. Is the bag boobied? Yes. All right.
You gotta release the circuit.
Do it! Okay, move. Move! All right, just to make sure he's done it, you're gonna open it.
I got the CD. What are you, amateurs? Dumb enough to fool around.
Come on.
Move!
Let's go.
Come on, man.
Gun on him. Come on, move! He's got the keys,
Hurry up, man.
I need rope in the bottle.
Hurry up, man.
No. All right. Okay, be careful. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Pull those down. Come on, let's get a light on it, quick. Yeah.
take some of this stuff.
Hey, pull the pickup around.
If we take it, we'll be as bad as them.
What about the people?
Burn it.
That's tough, kid. Dumb, but tough.
You get any of this when you deliver it? They give a plate to collaborators?
I drive. I don't get anything. I don't do anything more than anybody does just to try to stay alive. Okay? You want to kill me for driving? Screw you. I got a family. Hell, I don't even know if one of your guys is a kid of mine. John? Is John Dinger in here? It's me, your dad. This punk's gonna kill me for feeding you. Real shame, man.
There's nobody named John here. Now you better start running. Burn it.
you ever get tired of the balalaika?
Treason. Getting tired of the balalaika is treason, punishable by the firing squad.
It's the best way. A lifetime of the balalaika, my God.
Maybe, who knows, in a few years, we'll be learning Chinese music.
Do you remember that class at the Institute? The meaning of decadent rock and roll. Conquer the West through rhythm and blues.
Soon, my friend, we must remember that we are Russian. Our superiors see our hold on the world cracking. China, Africa. Did you know? There was a rebellion in Manchuria, our own Manchuria, last year. They want a solution to the American problem resolved quickly. Otherwise, they might just selectively attack 4 or 5 American cities. It's actually in a memo from the planning group. I have seen it.
Why?
When you lose and fail, it is understandable when you win and fail. That brings madness. But we will not let that happen, will we? We will solve it our way. You and your Mr. Bradford will lead the way. The central area is going to be the first to secede from the United States of America.
I think we can handle this.
The contents were burned, not stolen. That makes it terrorism. Our mission is to protect the community from terrorist acts.
Put an escort on your supply trucks. That should handle the problem. I'm sure it was a hit and run from outside the county.
That's interesting, isn't it? That a few days after the return of the notorious troublemaker Devin Milford, we have an incident like this.
Now I guess you have someone you can blame everything on, huh?
simply pointed out that it was an interesting coincidence. Possibly his presence excites the adventuresome.
I think prison took care of Devin.
Keep me apprised of your progress.
Hey, Dev. Hi.
Ellie,
Atonement?
putting the prison skills to good use.
Yeah, well, always was one of your favorite jobs, wasn't it? Dev, do you still care about Caleb? Billy? Marion?
What do you mean?
I know where they are.
I gotta see my kids.
Read this. It's a condition of your parole. You're not to see Marion or the kids. No contact. Nothing.
They're my children, Peter. I got a right to see
You got
them.
no rights. Don't you understand that? You're a political dissenter. You're an exile. You don't have any rights.
At least let me get word to them. Let them know I'm
Dev,
where I am.
please. Don't make it tough. They'll send you back. Look, if somebody told me that I couldn't see Jackie or Scott, I don't know what I'd tell them to... Damn it, Devin! That's what I'm telling you. As far as you're concerned, they might as well be dead.
Where were you last night?
Here. What?
You're under arrest.
Eyes open.
Apparently it's not enough for you to be rehabilitated. There are those who would use you as a symbol. Do you find that flattering? Is the light bothering you? Actually, I bear you no ill will. In fact, there's a certain sympathy I feel with you. Through your sister. I know your sister.
Since you seem to have the potential to become a symbol, it is necessary for you to make a symbolic gesture. A public expression. Regret for the mistakes of your past. An appeal for what you have come to understand about a new America. The disadvantages of clinging to old ideas. Do you understand?
is this?
Sentiment. You must have had some contact with Eddie when he was Germany.
The flag is forbidden.
Yes, the flag is forbidden. Would you like to arrest these old men? Make an example of them, maybe.
Friends and neighbors, thank you all for coming to our Lincoln Day celebration. I'm sure there are bigger and grander celebrations, just as I am sure there are bigger and grander places, but none better. We live in unsettled times. I hope that all of us hope that soon we will be able to see our way out of the turmoil of the past years and onto a new and vital life. A life where our spirit, your spirit, keeps us together as a community. We can't do anything about change. It comes whether we want it to or not. But what we can do and what we will do is follow the example of Mr. Lincoln and turn defeat into victory, despair into hope. And we can start that right here in Milford County and bind ourselves together as a people, citizens of the community, citizens of our 5-state area. As is customary, I would like to invite the Milford Party Chairman, Mr. Herbert Lister, and Major Gertman, the commander of the Special Service Peacekeeping Unit, to say a word.
I too extend my welcome and thanks for being able to serve the people of this area. But I would like to give my opportunity to speak to another, someone who is known to you and who now carries a special message of peace and harmony. It is also, in its own way, a confession of error, an apology, if you will, to you, his fellow citizens, for whatever harm he may have caused you. I present to you Mr. Devin Milford, who has something to say to you.
I suggest the less you make of this, the more you gain.
Is there a problem, Major?
This has nothing to do with you.
Hello? Dad?
Yes. Well, I was wondering if Alethea had come in. She was raped, you know. Did I tell you that?
No.
Right after they took the houses, hers and Ward's, she got mixed up in some fool group thing, trying, who knows, blow up something. She always was a pretty spunky kid. Maybe more than any of you other kids. It doesn't explain to me why she's still going out there. Does that make any sense to you? Well, funny. Some parents are sometimes partial to one kid or another. I always thought
It's all right.
I respect what you did there. Wanted you to know that. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, there's no sense you being down by the creek there like some one of them damn squatters.
Was I such a bad lover?
Don't move.
Don't worry. I'm just gonna sit up. So you finally had enough. You're finally going to have your revenge. Have you ever killed a man? Particularly a naked man. There's something about killing a man with his clothes on which neutralizes the process. It doesn't protect him from death. But somehow the naked body, unprotected, ceasing to function, turning an odd color. It's so much more real, ugly. Here I am. This monster who has dominated you and subjugated you. Go ahead. You see yourself as the savior of your people. The one who will finally kill the devil. For you and for them. Though my death would change the world. You understand nothing. Not me, not your own weakness. You need me. You hate me, but you need me.
I'm no murderer.
Your weakness is pathetic. I was wondering how long it would take until you fell to the temptation of the gun. You're not coming back to bed?
Waiting up for the bad girl to finally get home, huh?
Ellie, I'm sorry.
I don't want your damn sorry.
I know.
I don't want your pity, your understanding, or your forgiveness.
It was my fault.
Oh, good, good. That'll do it. That'll let me sleep a lot better. Fine, a little sadism from the bad guys. Why not some from the good guys?
Don't take this on alone.
What are you going to do about it now, huh? What are you going to do about it now? Let go of me! God! No! Let go! No! Let go of me! No! 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 They took me out and raped me. I complained. As you might guess, I complained. My protest was filed with the commander of the UNSSU. And a few days later, a car arrived from the barracks and took me to the commander, Helmut. He had the men beaten in front of me. I watched. At least he said it was the men who'd done it. It made me sick, but I was glad. It felt so good to get even. He invited me to dinner in his quarters. He was so charming. He was so powerful. He apologized. He said, that I was still beautiful. That the men hadn't damaged me. But I was. And here he was, telling me that I was still beautiful, that I was still special. He made love to me. I let him. Raped and raped. How can I hate him so much? Who he is, what he's doing here, everything, and still be so afraid that he won't want me. Pretty degraded, don't you think? You have all these ideas about how strong you'll be, how you'll live up to these great expectations of yourself. And then you end up just doing just surviving. No heroics. No strength of character. Not even dignity. Just afraid your rapist won't take you to bed.
Don't you sometimes wonder if our ancestors ever wanted to give up? If they thought they were living and dying for something?
I bet they didn't ask the question very often. They just lived and believed. Every winter they just fought like hell to stay alive. Do you remember in Great-Grandpa's journals when he talked about being out of wood and family all huddled together? 60-mile-an-hour winds were tearing at the dugout, and they still had time to write and laugh and sing. There was this entry where he's talking about great-grandma, Irma. He's talking about her standing there, holding her dead baby in her arms, singing Rock of Ages. I don't know. Maybe we're just too soft. Maybe we just don't know what's worth feeling that way about.
All my life, I've believed that I was fighting for something. I always thought that I believed in something. So I kept turning it over in my mind, hoping it was still inside my head somewhere, where they couldn't get at it. I looked at it so many ways. Finally, it meant nothing. It meant nothing. Living, dying, courage, cowardice. They lose their meaning if there's no choice.
You always believed that you could make that choice, right? You always believed, had faith in giving people the chance to make that choice. They can't have taken that away from you.
When I ran for president, it wasn't just me I lost faith in. I lost faith in everybody. Nobody wanted to risk anything for anybody else. Everybody afraid they were going to lose what they had. They knew it was bad. They were just afraid it'd get worse. That's all they lived for. For things not to get worse.
I don't care about everybody else. You can't just do nothing. You can't believe that the lives of your children mean nothing. It's not in your blood. It's not in your character.
Agent Minturn, sir. Can I help you with that? Sure.
You guys UNSSU?
Sir, we're Americans.
With respect to the horrendous invasion of the town by the exiles during the Lincoln Day celebration, and there is some concern as to what action you intend to take.
There seems little to be done.
Well, they broke the curfew, violated the terms of their exile.
They are back in the camp.
Okay, well, the committee wants to know what action you intend to take.
Without the cooperation of the local officials, we are helpless to act. Unless there's a clear threat to the community.
It's clearly the committee feels that it's a very real danger to the community. Who knows when they might decide to violate the curfew again. We are afraid that a bad example has been set, not only for the exiles, but for certain elements of the town. Look, if you allow all controls to slip, well, who knows what might happen.
I might agree with you, but I'm helpless to act.
Somebody better tell your superiors there's a problem here. And in our next report to the Area Advisory Committee, we're going to have to discuss accountability. Accountability.
My welcoming committee?
Well, actually not. I'm coming with you.
I thought I'd arrived.
Life's full of surprises, isn't it?
Just tell me one thing. Why the VIP treatment for someone who's only been nominated for an office that doesn't yet exist? And where are the other nominees?
Obviously not coming, which should lead you to some inescapable conclusions.
Doesn't mean I understand it.
Nice going. You almost led him right to us. You're lucky it was a border guard. They got an attention span of about 5 minutes. Otherwise...
Ladies and gentlemen, in Russia, where, as most of you know, I come from, we have a saying. Actually, we have a saying for practically everything. It is, of course, untranslatable, but it is something like this. Make of an adversary a friend, and together you will plant a field. Make of him a slave, and you cannot bury him enough times. Unfortunately, we do not always follow our old sayings. However, here we would like to speed the steps for us, to return to our own country, leaving behind us friends. Tonight we have a man who will help us to do that more quickly. I would like to propose a toast to the first Governor General of the Central Administrative Area, Mr. Peter Bradford. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
What happened to the election? The other candidates?
They lost.
Just like that?
Just like that. The results of the referendum will be announced on the national network following your speech to the joint session of Congress.
What if I don't want to be appointed?
Someone else will be. The result is the same to us. The difference is between you and your people. 1932, Hennessy.
I'm afraid it'll be a little lost on me. A man of simple taste.
I'm afraid to say I'm a man of complex tastes. I'd never really be any good at being one of the proletariat I serve. You think of yourself as ordinary, and yet you command respect. People trust you.
Maybe that's because I'm not that far ahead of them.
Do you realize this brandy was put down just as Hitler was rising to power in Germany?
Anything older than me, I kind of lose interest.
Very American. You're not intrigued by the gyrations of history? A capitalist and a communist drinking a brandy from the time of fascism's greatest power. Think of it. At this very time, that other great fascist, Stalin, was under the guise of socialism, murdering millions and imprisoning millions more. I'm partial to this year. It is the year my grandfather died in the Gulag.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to say.
My grandfather is now a hero of the Soviet Union, posthumously bestowed. Stalin dead and discredited, my grandfather dead and recredited. And his grandson, one of the few responsible for the elevation of Mother Russia to the only true power in the world. We learn how to survive. You will too. Never completely trust a man who will not get drunk with you. The irony is, of course, that my grandfather, posthumously rewarded, died suffering and disgraced, filled with hate and hopelessness, alone. Just he in the hard, frozen ground of Siberia.
I've a crown up in the kingdom, ain't that good news? I've got a crown up in the kingdom, ain't that good news? I'm gonna lay down this world on the shoulder of my cross, gonna take it home to my Jesus, ain't that good news? I've a heart up in the kingdom, ain't that good news? I've a heart up in the kingdom, ain't that good news? I'm gonna lay down this world on the shoulder of my cross, gonna take it home to Jesus, ain't that good news?
Pit stop.
Every time I feel the Spirit
For all your flaws, you had such spirit.
Maybe you weren't so different after all.
It may surprise you, but in many ways, Russians can be fiercely independent. But our system, 75 years of socialism, has produced a people who wish to be led, who wish the government to tell them what is right and what is wrong. They rely on the government to keep in check their baser instincts, their selfishness, their greed, so they no longer have to make those judgments themselves. No, they still have those base instincts, but they come out in destructive ways, like the behavior of the repressed children. Isn't it funny? For you, it is the bad behavior of spoiled children. For us, the bad behavior of repressed children.
The thing about spoiled children is they never know they're spoiled.
Until it is too late. For us, just the simple fact that if we could neutralize America and take our proper place in the world, the communist man would emerge. So, now we control most of the world, and we don't have enough competent people to run it. We're failing, because our system has produced the people who don't understand the idea of choice. They can't make an independent decision. Always, everything must be checked to the next level and then the next, until finally it's safely within the government. You know, the only virtue we still have as a people is a kind of madness, of a frenzy for living life. We love passionately. We love those we're close to irrationally. We love our country, not the USSR, but Russia, our homeland. And of course, this has been very effective in keeping people in line, whether under the Tsar or the Politburo.
How did you win?
In some ways, it's more than you had. You had political freedom, but you lost your passion. You'd become embarrassed of passion, of feeling strongly about anything. You never took an interest in the rest of the world, in understanding the rest of the world. You always saw things through your own vision. You wanted things to be right, by which you meant moral and democratic and your own way. So, when you found yourself the most powerful country in the world, the only clear policy you could agree on was being anti-communist, and with such a simplistic viewpoint, you began to miss the point of a lot of what was going on in the world. People who looked to America as an example for their own aspirations found themselves opposed by you because we supported them. One of the ways we were able to usurp the United Nations was because when the nations of the world, rightly or wrongly, began to perceive you as the problem, you gave up. You took your ball and you went home. When there was a conflict in the world, you either reacted as a strong man bending backwards for fear of offending someone, or suddenly thrashing about wildly in some futile and foolish attempt to prove you were not weak. So ultimately, you found yourselves alone. Feared, envied, hated. How could we not win?
What lure would be enough for you to betray your country?
You ask. I will tell you honestly. This once. My first posting was to England. Well, England was England. But then I was posted to America, to San Francisco. And I thought, what a wonderful country, what a wonderful test of myself. If I could find myself in the currentless water, maybe I could discover my soul. Not my Russian soul, but my soul as an individual. Maybe if things had been different.
Maybe you took the lure after all.
You think that's what this is? No. America has lost. And I have lost.
What's your identification number? How long?
Not long.
You got family in Chicago?
My children.
You gonna what? You gonna see them, join them, kidnap them, what?
Clay, stop being mean.
I'll start with seeing them. Look, I appreciate the help. Maybe if you would just point me in the right direction. You haven't finished your soup. Some of us get real put off when people don't finish our soup.
Please.
You're on the Underground Railroad, one of the oldest railroads in America. Same place as slaves used when they were escaping the South. It goes everywhere, all directions. People started running, and the railroad got resurrected. The Lord works in mysterious ways.
What he's trying to say is that we can get you to Chicago a whole lot faster and safer than you can get there on your own, if at all.
I'd appreciate that.
Devin Milford. I've just been sitting here trying to figure why you look so familiar.
I'm sorry, it's a mistake people make sometimes. It's too bad. Because I'd sure like to shake that man's hand someday.
What if I were to tell you that I know somebody in Chicago who could find Devin Milford's kids for him? Now, would that interest you at all?
I'm Melanie Blackstone, and this is my husband, the Reverend James Blackstone.
I'm Clayton Colton.
You into something. You must be doing something. Whatever it is, count us in. Bet you got a lot of people ready, you know? No. I just need to see my children. Well then, we'll just have to see what we can do about that. And let the good Lord take care of the rest.
You haven't told him that I'm to be his deputy.
Not yet. Fine print.
Soon our ability to help you will be limited. You'll have to survive on your own.
I wonder if we shouldn't show a little bit more concern for Mr. Branford.
Well, it's nice to have your respect, Andre.
I wouldn't bet against her, Andre. She is a woman who loves a combat.
Too dangerous for me.
Well, aren't we fortunate we all want the same thing?
Yes, power.
The power to make a better world.
Yes, a better world. Power is like sex. We surround our lust with a vocabulary of love, but at the end, maybe it is simply lust after all.
You didn't tell me about this little detail.
It is nothing.
I think Marion has her own agenda. I don't trust her.
And we do not trust you. To be precise, the Soviet Union, General Semenov, doesn't trust that you are the right man for the job. You are not a party man. To them, that means you are uncontrollable and thus untrustworthy. Marion, on the other hand, is committed to her ideology and to her own power. Two quite trustworthy qualities. They see you as not having enough at stake.
I have my country at stake.
Well, I have persuaded General Semenov, and he in turn, partially against his better judgment, has persuaded the Kremlin that you are the right man. But he needs some guarantee.
What if I don't do it?
Someone else will. Someone less capable, less convinced.
And set your timetable back.
And that would be dangerous for your hope for America and for mine.
And what is your hope for America?
To salvage as much as possible.
Soviet Union. There are a lot of desperate workers. 5-year contracts. There's a special ration allocation for the people here. Low wages, but kind of the ultimate company town deal.
Any of them come back?
It's too early to say. They make it sound good the way they present it. Something to do with your skills.
They've given up on America.
Haven't you?
The exiles have broken out of the camp and demonstrated in the Lincoln Day Parade in violation of restricted areas, curfew, and engaging in unlawful political activity inciting to riot.
What is the status?
There is rampant insubordination. They are defiant. And if the situation is permitted to continue, we will lose control, not just of the exiles, but the entire area.
The authority of the unit must be maintained.
I wish to conduct a disciplinary reprisal against the camp.
Colonel Denisov will not authorize an action like that.
Something has to be done.
You are authorized, under your standing orders, to take whatever measures you deem necessary to prevent the rebellion.
You are suggesting I do what is necessary to stop this insurrection.
You must do whatever you feel is necessary under your basic responsibilities.
Yes, sir.
sign me off on this?
You'll have to wait.
This is your official notification that the United Nations Special Service Unit will be conducting maneuvers in and around the town of Milford, commencing at 0700 on the 28th.
Well, is there something you want me to do? Sure don't need my permission.
You will issue an advisory to townspeople to stay indoors and off the streets and roads.
Terrific.
Border check. We're about to enter the late great state of Indiana. Been to the industrial area recently?
Not recently.
You're in for a treat. Used to be America's muscle. Steel, aluminum, autos, rubber. Now most everything's closed down. They wanted a country which didn't have a productive capacity. I guess we were well on our way to giving it up before they got here. Trying to get across. They're from the cities mostly, which are dying. Plants are all but down. Some of them are limping along.
They're allowed out?
For most of them, this is it. They'll never get permission to cross. They'll just hang around. Some of them will drift back to wherever it was they came from.
American refugees.
Yeah. It's almost like a contradiction in terms, isn't it?
Mr. Milford, you're awake.
He's in an 80% physical block.
My name is Helen, Justin. I'm your doctor, or at least one of them. You had a scary time. You were blown up. Nearly killed yourself.
What? Is anything?
No. Everything's intact. You won't be hobbling around on anything artificial.
How long?
Not for some time, I'm afraid. How soon you get out depends on how well you do with treatment.
There's no restraints. We have a little rule here. If you make it out the door, you're free.
You seem to have a lot of very angry and unhelpful feelings. Let me explain what we're going to try to accomplish here. That's to save you the time and effort of trying to fight the treatment. There've been so many bad things which created your antisocial behavior. We're going to help you forget those things. I think you'll find when you realize it's inevitable, things will go a lot smoother for you and be more comfortable. Just rest. Put yourself in our hands. You'll be fine. Better, in fact, than you thought possible. Back. He's on a cycle. And he says to me that he couldn't live without me. He says that no matter what, he'll take care of me. You're all right. Be all right. I didn't go with them.
Well, I don't think either of you were in.
You don't know, Mom. You have Daddy.
I had a choice once. But he was scary. Very scary. Too scary. I'm very glad I married your father. What a bonus I would have missed. You, your brother Scott, the Hulk.
You could have skipped that.
If he loves you enough, he'll come back. If he can. And if he does come back, if you still love him enough, it'll make a difference. You know?
Mom, you're supposed to be cheering me up.
Best I could do.
My dearest Amanda, I'm writing to you now because I can't reach you, talk to you. It's become second nature to me to have you part of everything I felt or did, decisions I made. Everything has moved so fast since I got here. It's as though I'm suddenly so far from Milford that it's already a part of my past. Maybe I should tell you about the president. What a sad man. But somehow there's something noble in the humiliation he has carried for us all. Maybe that's a greater service than leading an army into battle. Who knows? I wonder about myself. The choices I suddenly have. What if they're the wrong ones?
What struck me is that I'm about to become a part of a system which some future generation is going to rebel against. I'll be hated by people I don't even know, who don't understand why something was done. Just as all the kids growing up now don't have any idea of the difference between the symbol of Abraham Lincoln and what he actually stood for. You can't look at those eyes and not think of what being an American has meant. Now there's an end to it. Soon there will be no America. It will be history, quickly lost and distorted like Mr. Lincoln himself. I don't know. I think of Jackie and Scott. We wanted to protect them. Maybe we were trying not to infect them with our ideas which seem to have gone so wrong. I suppose there will have to be new revolutions, with new generations who will have to discover the values which our forefathers handed down to us. If those truths stop being real, maybe it's better to let them go. Let some new generation discover as though for the first time. Maybe freedom is just one of those things you can't inherit.
Having passed the resolution unanimously and directing that said resolution will be presented to the several states pursuant to their ratification, the chair would like to invite the members to welcome before this body the man who has been chosen by the people of the Central Administrative Area to be the first Governor General of a regional joining of states, Mr. Peter Bradford.
Speaker, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, members of Congress, I come before you today with a great sense of humility. Never expected to be here. Like most Americans, the course of my life has not been what I expected it to be. But I wonder if George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, could have imagined the changes in our country just 30 years after their lifetimes. I wonder at the amazement of Abraham Lincoln, if he were to have seen the changes in the 19th century. Yet with all the changes, remained our country and survived. Today we are facing changes which some of us find abhorrent, others hopeful. Some see it as the end, others as a beginning. I come from a part of the country where in many ways life is simple, predictable, reliable. In the spring, when the ground is thawed, we plant a seed. And in the summer, it grows to maturity and is harvested. And when we plant again, it's not the same stalk of corn or grain which we saw standing beautiful in the field last summer. But the seed is the same. And given our time, our effort, good fortune, a new crop will emerge which can feed hungry people. The seed is in the ground. It is the history and experience of 200 years. I promise you I will give it my faith and my life. With the help of the people of my area, the heartland of this country, we will see a bountiful harvest.
Didn't he say he'd call? And he said he'd call as soon as he could.
I don't know. You and Scott stay
Mom,
here.
you can't stay here. Dad, he's back as soon as I Mom! Mom, you can't go. Come on, it's not safe out there. They're going to be checking the roads.
Come on, don't
Mom,
go.
just stay here. There's nothing you can do out there.
Promise me the two of you will stay here, all right?
Mom, just stay
Promise
here with
me.
me and Scott. Come on.
Mom, don't be dumb. At least talk to Dad first. I trust the two of you will stay here till I get back. And don't worry about me, okay? I'll be all right. I hate to ask a 16-year-old to kiss his mother. More.
Good. Here, grab this one. I'd better stay with the kids. They're all scared to death. We'll be back as soon as we can.
Mom, why don't you... I mean, they said we should stay inside all day. Ward said we shouldn't violate the curfew.
The hell with curfew. Nobody's going to tell me to sit around all day in my own house.
Dad, they're squatters.
Damned if we don't guess they are. Got something there for me to carry?
On your call to Milford, sir,
Yes.
there seems to be some problem.
What?
Line's down.
Was something wrong?
There is no indication. It's very common.
Alan.
She needs help.
Well, there's no medicine or room. There's no.
What do you mean, no
There's
room?
nothing. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing.
Nothing we can do. She'll die. Are you crazy?
Amanda, the cold. The
I'm gonna
cold
take her
will
to
get him anyway. Amanda, no! You can't take her to town.
Amanda! Everybody, come on, get up. Come on, let's go. Follow her. That's it. Yeah, Ellen. We're going to town. Follow her. Stop those who can't. Come on. Can you get up? That's it. That's it. Help each other. Let's go. Come on. Follow her. Follow her. Everybody into town. Come on, everybody. We're going to town. Join the others. That's it. Okay, you got him? Help him up. That's it. Excuse me. Go, please. Follow the others, all right? Let's get out of here. Come on, everybody. Get up. Let's go. Help him up. That's it. Dad?
Episode 2, America.
He has to be killed.
Forcing your way into my life. So you want to be a part of the resistance?
I'd like to be involved.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America